Waking up and brushing her teeth, Nora feels something strange around her. Sensing danger, she looks around carefully. What she sees makes her heart turn cold. Actually, Nora is currently thousands of feet below the ocean where sunlight has never reached. At this depth, the water pressure is so high that it can crush a human body in less than a second. A base or station has been built here for deep-sea research, and they live inside it. Nora explains that after living at such depths for months, it becomes difficult to distinguish between day and night or even between dreams and reality, but they still have to perform their duties. As Nora is sharing this, the lights of the entire base begin to blink strangely. She puts on a jacket and moves forward to investigate, only to find water leaking from above. Seeing this, her heart sinks. At this depth, water pressure can crush human bones like powder in a second. Before Nora can think further, the base wall shatters and water rushes in. To save her life, Nora runs with all her might toward another corridor, trying to wake up other sleeping crew members. Seeing this terrifying scene, everyone screams and runs behind Nora. After much effort, they reach another room, but the door's security system has failed and won't lock. Without wasting time, Nora manually repairs the security system. She sees many crew members running toward them, fighting the water to save their lives. Nora screams for them to run faster, but before they can reach the door, the ocean water swallows them completely. Seeing this horrific sight, one of them tells Nora to close the door immediately or they will all die. Finally, Nora presses the button, and the gate closes with a loud bang at the last moment. Within seconds, everything becomes eerily quiet again. After a while, their companion Rodrigo says it might have been a massive earthquake. Otherwise, this shouldn't have happened. They try to contact the control room, but there is no response, meaning all communication is lost. Suddenly, they hear a heart-wrenching, strange sound. It feels like some massive, mysterious object outside the base is moving and striking the walls with sharp claws. Thinking the danger might increase, Nora and Rodrigo head toward the pods. Passing through the broken base, they somehow reach the server room and try to fix the damaged communication system. But then that same terrifying loud sound is heard again nearby. Now they suspect it might not be a normal earthquake. Nora checks the system data and sees that the entire base has collapsed like a house of cards. Only a few parts are still holding up. After this, Nora and Rodrigo move toward the escape pods. Crawling through the shattered base, they try to find a way. Suddenly, someone screams in pain from behind, "Save me!" Nora looks back and sees their companion Paul trapped under debris. Nora and Rodrigo work together and manage to pull him out. Now all three head toward the pods. The path ahead has become so narrow that they have to crawl. Nora is in the lead. Suddenly, she spots a dead body. The man's eyes were still open, filled with so much fear that it seemed he saw something terrifying right before dying. This sight instills fear in their hearts that something horrific has awakened in the depths of the ocean, something beyond human imagination. After many difficulties, they finally reach the pod room, but they are devastated to find that not a single escape pod is left. Only Captain Lucian is standing there, but he is trapped because the door is locked. Nora somehow opens the door from the outside. Once out, the captain explains that all available pods were used to send other crew members to the surface. Now they must somehow reach the submersible room. Nora tells the captain the base is almost destroyed and they don't even know how many people are alive or if they will survive. Nora asks the captain what is really happening. Is it truly an earthquake or something else? The captain says he has never seen anything like this in his life, but they must face it together. They head toward the control room, where Emily and Smith are already trying to contact the outside world, but no signal is found. Moreover, the control room is repeatedly hit by jolts, as if something huge outside is trying to push the entire base upward. Nora checks the system and reports that all upper floors and the cooling tower are completely gone. But the real danger is the base's core, which provides power. It could explode at any moment. If the core explodes, the blast will be so massive that the entire research space will turn to ash in an instant. Now they have no way to escape because the remaining pods are destroyed. Just as everyone starts losing hope and accepting death, the captain says they have one last chance. They must go to the deepest part of the base where drilling was happening. Maybe they can find a pod there. Hearing this, Paul says the drilling site is about 1.5 km away. How will they get there in these conditions? During this conversation, Smith receives the last signal from the drilling site, but hearing it makes everyone's voice dry with fear. The signal contains only the painful screams of people and the terrifying sound of some monstrous creature. Suddenly, the entire base starts shaking strangely again. It feels like a demon hidden in the dark wants to break the station like a toy. Paul says regretfully that they shouldn't have drilled so deep. Perhaps they awakened a devil that should have been left alone. With no other choice, everyone puts on heavy underwater suits. These suits were their last hope. But as they step into the depths of the sea, Rodrigo's helmet suddenly cracks. In the blink of an eye, the horrific water pressure causes his entire body to explode into pieces. Seeing such a painful death of their companion, no one can compose themselves. When Nora looks at the dark, deep ocean, she feels this silence is more terrifying than space. Carrying the grief of losing a friend and the fear of death, they somehow jump onto the roof of the cargo lift and get inside. The captain tells everyone they must get away from this base as quickly as possible because it could explode like a volcano at any time. The lift begins descending even deeper into the ocean. Suddenly, a distress signal from a pod appears on the lift screen. The captain quickly stops the lift and tells Paul and Smith to find whoever is sending the signal. Both put on their heavy suits and enter the water. It is so dark outside that even the suit lights don't show much. Moving forward, Smith feels something in the dark might be following them. They somehow reach the pod where the signal came from, but they see the entire path covered in a strange, sticky substance. They had never seen anything like it before. Finding no one inside the pod, they search the area and find the dead body of a companion entangled in cables. The captain immediately orders them back inside, but at that moment Paul and Smith see something living moving inside the dead body's back. Before they can understand, a strange creature emerges from the back at lightning speed and attacks Paul. However, Smith somehow kills the small creature. They return to the lift with the creature. Paul explains that this creature was devouring the dead body. When Emily looks at the creature, she sees sharp claws. Emily suggests that during drilling, they might have accidentally opened a pit where these strange and dangerous creatures lived, and now they are angry. As Emily is speaking, all the lift lights go out. Nora tries to fix the system, but as the lift descends, something large starts pushing it violently from the outside. Paul looks at the small creature on the table and wonders if its mother is outside. He fears they have made a huge mistake. Amidst the terrifying jolts, everyone inside the lift stands silent like stones. The silence is so deep they can hear their own heartbeats. When the captain shines his torch on the glass roof of the lift, a giant creature suddenly attacks the glass. It looks like a monstrous human-like being. Everyone is terrified. The next moment, a massive explosion occurs in the upper part of the base. The light is so bright it seems like the sun has suddenly risen in the deep sea. The shockwave breaks the lift's thick cables and it begins to fall rapidly. Everyone quickly puts on their helmets. They jump out before the lift hits the ocean floor. But because of the explosion, heavy iron pieces and debris from the bridge fall like rain. Saving their lives and supporting each other, they somehow run to the door of the drilling chamber. It's pitch black and strange shadows appear in the darkness. The door to the drilling chamber is jammed, but after much effort, they manage to get inside. Another terrifying sound is heard from above. The captain reassures everyone, saying it's probably the sound of broken base parts falling. They move slowly through the tunnel-like chamber. As they advance, the path gets narrower. At one point, they find the way ahead completely blocked by debris. Nora courageously says she will swim underwater to the other side. She wears her helmet properly, dives into the water, and swims to the other side. Once there, she signals the others. One by one, everyone reaches the other side, but Paul is left last. Paul feels someone is present in the dark water behind him. When he looks back, a strange creature vanishes into the water. The captain calls him repeatedly, but Paul doesn't answer. Forced, everyone grabs the cable attached to Paul's suit and pulls hard. After a while, Paul returns to them and they breathe a sigh of relief. But the next moment, an invisible force pulls Paul's cable violently from the other side. Paul screams in fear. Everyone panics and tries to cut the cable, but it's too late. In the blink of an eye, a part of Paul's body is severed. Blood fills Paul's helmet and he dies a painful death. Seeing this, the rest run away in terror to save their lives. After a while, the captain again tries to contact the surface world via radio, but there's no response. Everyone is completely broken after Paul's death. Their companions are being killed one by an invisible force. They stand in a control room where the terrifying view outside is visible. Their base station's drilling machine is twisted and broken as if someone snapped it like a toy. Smith is shocked, wondering if it's really possible for a 6,000-ton machine to be destroyed like this. Emily says tremblingly that it's all their fault. They disturbed the depths of the ocean, and now the ocean is taking its revenge. Maybe they shouldn't have come here. The captain calms everyone, saying they shouldn't stay here long. But Smith says his suit is damaged and won't withstand the water pressure outside, so he tells the others to move on without him. Smith says if he goes along, everyone's life might be in danger. But the captain gives him courage and somehow fixes his suit. They head toward the drilling site through the water, hoping to find escape pods. It's dark everywhere under the water. Nora feels someone is behind her. She turns on her torch but sees no one, yet a strange fear remains. She feels like someone is passing very close to her. Suddenly, a strange creature swims past Nora. Seeing this, everyone looks around in the dark in fear. The captain immediately orders everyone to turn off their suit lights. During this, they realize Smith is missing. They search for him and Nora sees something strange dragging Smith away. Nora bravely follows the creature. The strange creature drags Smith into a narrow cave. The captain enters the cave without wasting a moment. Deep inside, the captain finds Smith. Luckily, Smith is still alive. The captain pulls him out, but then remembers Smith's gun was left inside the cave. He goes back in to retrieve it. As he is returning, a horrific monster suddenly emerges from the depths, grabs the captain, and pulls him upward. Because her suit's cable is tangled with the captain's, Nora is also pulled upward. Struggling underwater, the captain and the creature crash into a large platform. Seeing the captain hanging at the edge, Nora tries to save him. Then that horrific creature appears before them again. It is so massive it doesn't look like an earth creature. It opens its giant mouth to swallow Nora's helmet. At that moment, the captain takes out his knife and stabs the monster. Wailing in pain, the creature pulls both Nora and the captain rapidly toward the surface. The captain realizes that if they continue at this speed, their suits will explode from the change in pressure. He tells Nora to cut the cable or she will die too. Nora is not ready to do it. Forced, the captain cuts the cable himself with his knife, separating himself. The next moment, the captain dies in a horrific explosion. His suit and body scatter in the water. From the shock of the blast, Nora falls onto a deserted part of the base on the ocean floor. The place is completely silent. Inside, Nora breaks down mentally, not knowing if Smith and Emily are alive. She desperately tries to contact them via radio. Then Nora fixes an old suit from some equipment there and enters the water again to find them. Suddenly, Emily's voice is heard on the radio. Nora sees the light from Emily's suit shining in the distance. Reaching them with great difficulty, Nora sees Emily dragging Smith because he is badly injured. Nora calms Emily, and together they pull Smith toward the deep darkness. The atmosphere is terrifying, with shadows appearing to watch them. After losing many companions, they finally reach the drilling site. But instead of being happy, they become more terrified because to reach the main gate, they have to cross a bridge-like path where thousands of dangerous creatures are lying in a deep sleep. To reach the gate, they have to pass right next to these creatures. If even one wakes up, thousands could tear them apart in moments. With no other choice, they move forward slowly. Unfortunately, one creature suddenly wakes up and attacks Nora. Nora screams for Emily to run. The creature opens its giant mouth to swallow Nora, but Nora shows courage and shoots inside its stomach with her gun. The creature dies in pain. Nora tears through its body and escapes. But by then, all the other monsters around start waking up. As Nora is about to reload her gun, she sees the platform where the creatures were hanging lift up and vanish into the darkness. At that moment, Nora sees a massive shadow standing over the building ahead. When she looks closely to shoot, her heart almost stops. A titanic sea monster is standing before her. It is so huge that a 50-story building looks like a toy next to it. To save her life, Nora runs toward the main gate with all her strength. The giant monster strikes the bridge with its foot so hard it feels like a nuclear bomb exploded underwater. The shockwave throws Nora far away, and she loses consciousness. The next moment, Emily pulls Nora inside the main gate and quickly closes the door. Smith, Nora, and Emily manage to get inside, but the danger isn't over. The massive monster starts trying to uproot the drilling site building from the ground. They move forward to the pod room. There are 3 pods in total. Nora quickly checks and finds only 2 are working properly. Without wasting time, Nora and Emily put Smith in one working pod and send him up. Then Nora tells Emily to take the second pod. But Emily realizes the remaining pod is broken and is unwilling to leave Nora alone. Nora explains that Emily has a future with Smith and must go. Emily cries, saying Nora must come back and she will wait for her. Saying this, Nora launches Emily's pod. Now Nora is the only one left in the base. At that moment, small creatures start attacking the glass walls of the pod room. Nora checks the system and sees thousands of creatures chasing Smith and Emily's pods. Taking a deep breath, Nora manually overloads the base's power core. This activates the self-destruct mode. As the countdown ends, a horrific explosion occurs. The blast is so powerful that even the giant sea monster cannot survive it. It, along with all the other creatures, is destroyed in the fire. Thus, Nora sacrifices her life to save her 2 companions. Later, the news shows that 2 crew members were rescued alive from the drilling site, and with that, the story ends. This story shows that when humans try to cross the boundaries of nature, nature teaches them a harsh lesson.